Paektu Mountain, an active volcano straddling the China-North Korea border, suddenly erupts, causing severe earthquakes in both North and South Korea. Pandemonium ensues on the Korean peninsula, with more eruptions predicted in the area. To prevent another disaster, Jaeon-yu Kyung, Jaeon-hai Jin, plans an operation based on a theory by Professor Kong Bong-rae, Ma Dong-sok, who had studied Mount Baekdu and its possible future eruptions. Jo In-chong, Ha Young-woo, is assigned to be the captain of a special forces team taking part in the operation. Jo In-chong contacts Lee Jun-pyong, Lee Byung-hun, who is part of the Korean People's Army in North Korea, as a spy. Meanwhile, Jo In-chang's pregnant wife Choi Ji-young, Bae Suzy, is alone in Seoul and struggling to survive amidst the disaster. In-chong departs with his team on a plane, and they parachute after their airplane malfunctions. They locate Jun-pyong, who was being held in a North Korean prison, and seek his knowledge in finding the correct mine closest to Paektu's caldera. After threatening his dying wife to disclose the location of his daughter, Jun-pyong guides In-chang's team to a power station, and they extract a piece of uranium from a nuclear missile. This alerts the American garrison in South Korea, which sends soldiers to stop Jun-pyong from delivering the uranium piece to several gangsters from China. Meanwhile, Ji-young encounters a tsunami while she was on the way to evacuate from Seoul. She manages to survive and eventually rescued by the U.S. military, and met Professor Kong, who was also evacuating to the United States after his disillusioned feelings with the South Korean government. Due to the earthquake, Ji-young and the evacuees cannot board the ship bound for America, and Professor Kong helps her, and he decides to stay to continue helping the South Korean military to prevent the final eruption of Mount Paektu. At the military base, where the U.S. military took control from the South Korean army, Yu Kyung steals the military documents and sneaks out to meet Kong and Ji-young at a secluded place to contact In-chong. Back at the north, In-chong and Jun-pyong evade the Americans and reach Bocheon, a town near Paektu Mountain. Jun-pyong meets his frightened daughter Soon-ok, and just as the Chinese gangsters was about to kill him for failing to deliver the uranium, In-chong gives the uranium, but sets its timer to coincide with Paektu's eruption. Although the American soldiers also arrive to take the uranium, they and the Chinese gangsters flee when Mount Baekdu erupts again, triggering more earthquakes. After Professor Kong updated In-chong about the location of the final eruption, In-chong and Jun-pyong bring the uranium to an abandoned mine, which was the same location where the final eruption would take place. Jun-pyong takes the bomb into the mine's depths, leaving In-chong to go with Soon-ok, whom he adopts. The uranium bomb explodes, and while Jun-pyong was killed, the bomb's detonation stops the earthquakes, saving many lives in the Korean peninsula. 1 year later, North and South Korea together oversee the reconstruction of the peninsula. In-chong and Ji-young have a baby son.